Okay, so the new SEO. I'm sure a lot of you guys are getting a crap ton of spam email trying to scare the shit out of you saying, you're not
Yeah.
showing up here, you're not showing up there, you've got to be doing this. Well, look, a lot of it is they're just trying to get money from you, right? They're trying to make it sound way more scary than what it really is. So the goal here today is to show you guys what really works, how people are doing it, and how you can do it for yourself without having to pay a bunch of money to somebody else, right? So really lift back, pull back the curtain or lift up the sheets, whatever you want to call it. But a lot of people are, this is being referred in like three different ways I've been heard, like GEO, generative engine optimization,
Mm-hmm.
AEO, answer engine optimization, and AIO, so AI optimization. So those are sort of the three main terms you've heard, and it's all the same thing, right? It's showing up in ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google. Those are the three sort of main players for the what we call LLMs, large language models for AI. Um, so, and there's two different parts of this, right? So to be successful in showing up in those AI search results, you sort of need to have what's called on page, which is owned. This is the stuff you own. So such as your website, you own it. You can go and push out to that today content that's going to help influence the large language models and get you to show up. And I'm going to give you an
Mm-hmm.
exact example of how to do it for the on page stuff. And then there's off page. So it's other places that are mentioning you that matter the most, right? And every single market in the country kind of has, it's not always exactly the same. There's also like big portals like Zillow, Realtor.com. Those are pretty prominent for most markets. But then there's also local sources or local sites and places which you want to
Mm-hmm.
get mentioned in. So there's a
Yep.
combination. And I'm going to show you guys how to know what are the main sources for your particular markets, right? And how to get in front of those guys. So you've got the on page and the off page. You've got those things together and you're going to crush it with in the search results.
Excellent.
Yep. Um, and then so the on page stuff, right? I'm going to show you guys how to
Should I
write.
should I scan that QR code?
You don't need to scan it yet. You can, if you guys want to scan it, go ahead and scan it because I'm going to be going over. That's literally a tool I'm going to walk you guys through shortly how to create blog articles that are going to rank in the large language models. And I'm going to give you an example of one that's ranking really well for Livia that we've done in this month. And if you missed the first part of the webinar, you know, we've got her ranking really well just in the last like 20 odd days. And I'm going to show you the results. But the
Awesome.
type of stuff you need to be publishing, just to give you the sort of the 1,000 foot view, is very data driven. You can't just say, hey, I'm one of the best real estate agents in Cape Cod, and I've sold, this many homes. You need a lot of information, a lot more data. It needs to be well researched, and it also needs to be referencing a lot of other data points, like other people in the market, other places in the market, like
Mm.
how close you are to certain things. A lot of numbers, right? That's what they like to see on your pages. Because if it's just fluff, they're going to see right through the fluff. That
More details.
yeah, they want the details. They want the nitty gritty. But the good news is you can use AI to get all the nitty gritty, to do the research, to come up and create the article in a way which is going to satisfy what they're looking for. And I'm going to show you. So nationwide, when we're looking at the AI search results, and when I'm talking about AI search results for today in particular, I'm talking about for real estate agents and for realtors and for brand mentions. So
Got
it's
it.
it's when someone's searching for a real estate agent or a realtor or best real estate agent in your market or listing agent, buyer's agent, something to do
Mm.
with where they most likely don't have a realtor, but they need one and they want to use AI to find out who do you recommend? Who should I be talking to, right? I'm not going to show you today how to rank for like articles on like five best things to do on a rainy day or those sort of articles, which used to generate quite a lot of traffic. Um,
Hmm.
I'm going more after what we call this is the low hanging fruit. This is where you're actually going to get real business from straight away when people are actually looking for an agent. So that's the focus of today. We can always do another session later on, more on getting more traffic and more visibility on stuff that's not about you, it's about solutions. But today's the low hanging fruit stuff. Like this is going to get you business. So nationwide, when we looked at all the different markets and in all the different large language models, these were the ones that are getting referenced and used the most for off page, right? So
Got it.
Yelp, fastexpert.com, right?
Which is a surprise to me, man.
It's a surprise to a lot of people, right? Some of these ones, like effective agents, fastexpert.com, agentpronto.com, expertise.com. Like some of these are, you can just go and get listed for next to nothing on these sites, and they're getting picked up in all the large language models. Others are a little harder, sometimes for Zillow. If you're not with Zillow, you don't want to be on there, fine. But these are the top ones. And then you'll notice here per area, it changes, right? So for example, in Los Angeles, you've got some, Yelp is a big one. Fast Expert is a big one. The LA Business Journal, very local to LA, right?
Mm.
Hollywood Reporter, listwithclever.com, Homelight, Home Guide. And there's not even Zillow being used for LA, right? So essentially, it just shows you there are quite all these ones that are color coded are the common ones that sort of show up in a lot of areas. But I'm going to show you guys shortly here a tool which is going to allow you to see which ones you need for your market, right? And I'm going to use Cape Cod as an example. But anyway, this is just an overview to give you guys a little insight into the big picture of what the major sort of referring sources are for the off-page stuff.
And how did you, so let's say I'm in the middle of nowhere, Kiwi,
Yep.
and I want to find this. Did you just go to Claude and say, hey, what are the top 10 listings to be in as far as an agent? Or what, how did you find this? So I can reverse engineer this.
Yeah, no, good question. That's what I'm going to show you guys next. So I
Perfect.
didn't use Claude for this. Um, I used a platform called Peec.ai. And the reason I like Peck is because it allows you to reverse engineer what's working right now for any of the major results that you want to rank for, which
Got
we
it.
call prompts, right? So you need to understand what are the prompts you want to rank for. In SEO terms, that would be like, what are the keywords? Like, you want to rank for best real estate agent in Cape Cod? That's a keyword, but it's also can be a prompt inside AI. So I'm going to show you common, really good prompts you should be searching for and trying to reverse engineer in the AI search results. It's going to get you business. And this is the tool that I use. It's called Peck.ai. It's I love it because it's good at reverse engineering. You can figure shit out really
Okay.
quickly, and it's going to show you where you need to be. Um,
This is
it does
awesome.
it in real time, and it's going to track how well you're doing, and it's going to give you recommendations on things you can do. So it
This is
really
great,
takes a
dude.
lot of the guesswork out of it, right? So
Love it.
when we started with this 24 days ago with her, she wasn't showing up anywhere, right? Now,
Mm.
today, 24 days later, for a lot of these terms, her overall visibility, she's getting 43% of all of the major prompts that she's going after. Some of them pretty high. Like, so let's go, for example, I'm going to show you who are the top rated real estate agents serving Cape Cod area. Let's zone in on this particular prompt
Yeah.
because that's a big one for her. So here are the rankings, right? Here's the people that are getting the most visibility. There's Compass, which she's actually part of Compass. So she's showing up twice. She shows up on the corporate site, but then
Mm.
she's also got her own site down here which is only behind one other person who's going backwards, and Livia's going forward. And
Nice.
remember, oh, here we go. Date started 24 days ago. So we haven't
Oh,
been at this very long.
that's
Um,
awesome.
but let me show you, this is where a lot of the magic happens, is what are the top domains, the places that are referring that the large language models are using. Number one is her. She is actually, her site is one of the number one resource for this particular domain, and it's being used pretty much more than every time, right? Sometimes twice. So 133% of the time. This didn't exist 24 days ago. But let me dive a little deeper. I think this might sort of make things a little clearer to you guys. Here are the results from Gemini. Here are the results from ChatGPT, and here are the results from Perplexity. So, and what this is it runs these results like every day and it updates them. So in the last day, last 20 hours ago, if you had typed, who are the top rated real estate agents serving Cape Cod area in ChatGPT,
Mm,
these are the results it would have given back, right?
mm-hmm.
Boom, boom, boom. And here's Livia here. As
Mm-hmm.
well as broad market and volume leaders, Livia number one. So she's showing up a couple of times in these search results when she wasn't showing up at all before.
Got
Um,
it.
but here, down here, it tells you the sources that it's using to bring up these results. Why is it getting these results, right? Here are the sources that it's using. This website here and this one here, which is, if I click on it, this is a blog post that we created for Livia on January the 28th, right? Just over a month, basically a month ago. Um, so we're now manipulating the results by doing some blog posts and doing some
Wow.
things to get her to show up for really big, powerful search terms. And that's not just, look, and these are, is she being mentioned, right? Yes, 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 yes. In Google, she's not ranking quite as, or she's third there. But remember, we're just getting started. And she's only going to grow in these results because
Yeah.
we've only done a few of these blog posts, which I'm going to show you. And here's Perplexity. Perplexity actually has her as number one, right? And number one is number one brand. Where is it pulling the sources from? Again, from her twice. There's two references of hers. Here's another website she's pulling from. So you can reverse engineer, like, okay, what are some of these other sites? Are they competitors or are these places that I can just go get listed in, right? So it allows you to really reverse engineer what's going on with these results using this tool. Um, and you can come in, and these are different prompts, right? Who is the best real estate agent Cape Cod? Go in and do the same thing, right? She's actually showing up here as the top one. Um, Again, her domain is one of the top ones. Scroll down. Here's the results. Here are the most highly regarded professional, blah, 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 in Cape Cod. That's her there. So, anyway, it shows you how well she's ranking. But a lot of it has to do with just having those blog posts done that it's using as a referral source on her website. That's how we've gotten most of the lift here. The other things she could be doing is if we go in here on the left hand side, and if
Mm-hmm.
we go off page, what are some of the top places that are being mentioned? There's usnews.com, allcapecod.com, coastalneighborhoods.com. Um, and you can literally see like what are the articles. You can click on them and go, oh, what is this? Oh, okay. These guys have a page with a whole bunch of articles. I'm not being mentioned. Let's reach out to them and get my ass on here because they're missing me, right? Sometimes it might be pay to play. a lot of times it's just it's a free citation. You can just add yourself in, right? So
That's awesome.
yeah, so I'll stop there. I kind of went over quite a lot quite quickly. The next thing I'm going to do is show you guys how to create these blog articles,
Mm-hmm.
which are being referenced for each one of the prompts. So you're going to go through and create this for each one of the prompts that's specifically going to feed each one of these large language models the answers to those prompts that they're looking for. It's going to do all the heavy lifting for the prompts for the LLMs so that you're getting referenced and you're now showing up. So that's the next step. But before I do that, are there questions? Are there things here that I need to?
They're asking what version of the of Peak.ai do you have? I told them the $89 version is sufficient for now.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I'm
then
using.
where as far as a blog for the place that you're about to show us, but where would we create this content? Is it just our blog or do you suggest other places as well?
So we're going to actually use AI to create the content, and then we're going to publish it on your blog, on your website. All right. So it's a two-step process. Um, I will show you how to create it, and then all you guys need to do is copy and paste it into your website as a blog post, and and it's going to show up like here as a blog post in here, like finding your perfect Cape Cod real estate agent, right? And it's got all of this, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to show you, and look, you'll see here what qualifies someone. Um, you know, and it has a lot of data points, right?
Mm,
And it look here, data. Um, Upper Cape, and it mentions all the areas. It really goes into the weeds and it feeds designations, volume, price range, platform, Compass as the sort of, the main brokerage. It mentions them. Um, it really checks all the boxes. And you look, this is really very difficult for you to do manually yourself. It would take forever. It's just painstakingly, um,
hmm
you wouldn't be able to do it basically. You could, but it would take way too long. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. And each one of these should only take a few minutes. So are we ready? Should we do
Let's
that
go,
next?
man. Let's make it,
Okay.
let's make the magic happen.
Okay. And then so I'm going to now bring up this blog prompt generator. This is going to do the prompt for you. So there was a QR code earlier. It comes to this page, and it's also on ylopo.com/blog prompt generator, right? This is free to use. It's going to take all the sort of legwork out of it for you. But let me walk you through the steps. So you're going to go in and put in your name as the agent. So I'm going to put in,
Daryl, yep, we do too.
so it's the Freitas Monteforti group and it's Livia Monteforti. And now
Perfect.
you're going to copy the prompt that you want to use. So, for example, this one here, who are the top rated real estate agents serving the Cape Cod area? Boom. I'm copying that and I'm going to put that in where it says your prompt. Um, and now it sort of gives you, and just to step backwards a little bit and give you some context here, I'm trying to find out all of the information about Livia and her team in regards to this particular prompt that we can share
Mm,
to the LLM. So it can give us a really good detailed article and know who she is, who her team is, and what that article is trying to solve for. So
hmm
all you got to do is put in those three pieces, copy that. And now take that copy that we just did and put it down below in this all about you section, right? So This is saying, it's who is Livia Monteforte? Who is Monteforte's group? What is their
Oh,
greatest achievements? How does it relate back to the query? Boom, 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 right? So
okay.
that piece now has been taken care of.
Easy.
Now, yep, easy. Now let's go back here. All we're doing is repeating her name. Um,
You got it down now, man. Look at this.
I can never type when people are watching me. There we go. Okay, so now what we want to do is we need to take this prompt, okay? And I'm going to take this prompt and we're going to go to Google and we're putting it into Google and we're hitting return. And now we're scrolling down until we see the AI overview. I want to know what AI is returning as the result for that particular prompt. So we're going to copy it. I'm copying that whole search result from Google AI, right? We're coming back into the tool. And now here under AI overall results, we're pasting it in there. And now it's got everything it needs. All you simply do, come down here as copy step 2 prompt, copy. It's now in your clipboard, okay? Now this is the final step. We've got everything we need to tell the large language model what it needs to create the perfect article for this particular prompt. Here, I like to use Claude. It actually seems to give me a cleaner, better result, but ChatGPT works as well. Perplexity works as well. It is a little bit personal choice, but I have a paid account with Claude and I with all of them.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I, I but I'm going to paste it in here. But if you guys don't have Claude, or you can use a free account too, I believe, and it'll work just as well. Um, but you can use ChatGPT is my point. So I pasted that from the tool in the screen prior, and now I just hit go. Work your magic, baby.
Easy. Look at
And
this.
here we go. This article I told you about, which is ranking, and this is the exact same
So
process we follow.
everybody who's watching this, we want to scroll down Kiwi so we can see what it's producing. But everybody who's watching this, Kiwi started with the link that I just put at the bottom there, the ylopo.com/blog dash prompt dash generator. That's where he started. And then it's giving him the right prompt to be able to grab and place into this place. And you're watching this, this is going to be done in a few seconds. And so the total process for this piece is going to be less than 5 minutes. And then the idea is to take this and place this into your Ylopo website, or if you've got a WordPress site, you could do it there. The point is just to put it somewhere where it's going to showcase you, right? I mean, Kiwi, side note, would you take this as you're building them? Would you even create a Substack and place it there, or no?
You could, but it's going to be duplicate content.
But
Um,
without duplicating it, let's say
oh,
you don't want to put it on the Ylopo site, you don't want to put it on your WordPress site, you want to just go to Substack. Would that be okay in
yeah,
your mind?
100%. But everyone on this call has a branded website with Ylopo.
Yeah,
And
true.
I would prefer you drive traffic back to you where you control the eyeballs and there's not links out to other competitors or anybody else or somewhere. It just you've got more control and it's your brand, right? Drive them back to your brand. But if you don't have it for us, but I know all of you guys should have a website. If it's not with us, with somebody else, just publish it wherever you can, preferably that's under your brand and your name, because you'll give your this is what the LLM now is going to be referring to. And the more exposure you get, your brand gets inside the large language models, the better. Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
setting yourself up for a stronger, yeah.
Kiwi, I'm going to add one thing that you also do. When you have this production, make sure that you grab it and take time to edit and add your flavor. Um, Read it. Don't the thing that you don't want to do is grab it and then place it everywhere. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to put it on my site. Then I'm going to put it on this WordPress site, then Substack. Then no. Just
Yep.
place it in one place, but review it, read it, add your flavor, your tone, change the words, make it yours, and then post it. And then go to the bottom. Kiwi, do this for me. At the very bottom where type in something. Here's what you want to type in. Create a 90-second teleprompter script in natural language that I could read and place on TikTok. And now you just grab this content, which, by the way, this is enough content to make a YouTube video from. But let's say I want to just grab this teleprompter script and now I can just read this and now I have more content. I could probably split this up into two with the amount of content you just did. So
Yeah,
there you
I
go.
like that. Yeah, there's so many different use cases, but because it's so data rich, yeah, this is what Google, this is what large language models, all that stuff love. Whereas everyone else is just trying to create fluff out of
Mm,
nothing and saying how great they are and all this other BS. This is what their large language models really want to see. So,
yeah, that's very true, man. Very true.
but yeah, from here, you simply copy it, add it to your website, and done. And I would recommend you go through Peck and then you do this for your different prompts. So that is, who's the top rated real estate agent? And then you do a separate one for who is the best real estate agent in Cape Cod. And a lot of these are similar, right? But the only difference you're going to need to do, your AI overview results is going to be different because you're going to take that new prompt and then, yeah, now you're going to go to Google, right? You're going to go back in and you're going to give it a new prompt. But the AI search results are going to be slightly different because you're asking it in a different manner. Copy this result, right? And it's
Mhm.
referring to some different resources, like a realtor wasn't used in the last one, I don't believe.
Mm,
Come back and place that in here.
I
A
like
lot of the
that.
stuff will stay the same, like her name stay the same. But the prompt, oh, and you got to change the prompt here. We changed it here. Make sure you change it down there as well. Boom. It's just those two things. And now you copy it from there. And now that's going to go back into Claude, right? Or ChatGPT. I can do it in ChatGPT and
Real
create
quick.
another one for the separate prompt. And now this is a separate blog post. Um, and where she's getting mentioned, you look at all these mentions. These are all her website showing up in all these different search terms. Um,
Question on the website, Kiwi, two questions. We've got one from Justin and Cindy. Justin says, from what I understand, our team does not have the personalized website option in Ylopo. Did I understand you correctly that we should all have a personalized site in Ylopo?
yeah, it's part of every package of Ylopo is everyone gets a branded website. Some clients do turn it down because they already have one. But you should have it because we also have all of our Ylopo tools are on there. The A to Z design studio for the custom seller reports, the custom buyer reports. Those are all templatized now for you guys to use. The heat maps, the open house tool, all of those tools are built into your Ylopo branded website.
Mhm.
And you can do your own blogging. You should have every single agent on your team will have their own IDX landing page with their listings on those pages. So the branded site, there's a lot to it. But yeah, it's free. It's part of the Ylopo package.
All right, some comments. Daryl says that this is something you should be doing often, not just one time, right? And then be like, hey, it's going to work, right? It's just a consistent, long-term habit that you have to show up doing this.
Yeah,
Great,
well,
great point.
I think initially if you just put in like this package allows you to do 25 prompts. Um, so if you do 25 real estate specific prompts, and like, if you guys want to take a screenshot of this, these are the ones we sort of did. It's a lot like around buyers agents,
Hmm.
companies, real estate companies, real estate agents, sellers, best real estate agent, you know, best real estate agent for sellers. Is a lot of different ways people phrase it, but every freaking time someone types one of these, they're looking for a real estate agent, a realtor, and you guys want to be the ones that are getting referenced and showing up over and over and over because they don't have an agent and they're looking for someone in your backyard. So think of the local service ads right now, which are some of the, Tristan, they're probably the best leads in real estate, right? If you can get those LSA leads, the problem is you just can't get enough of them. And it's very competitive. A lot of markets are saturated. But more and more people are going to be using large language models for recommendations because
Yeah.
it looks at everything and it does the comparisons and it finds out who's reputable. And they trust what the large language models are saying a lot of times. So they're just going to go with the first one or two that they reference. Yeah.
Here's a common question that you get, and I don't know if you have a solution for this, but this is super overwhelming. Can you pay someone to do this for you, Kiwi?
Um, yeah, I'm sure you can. I mean, this video is going to be recorded. Um, it's not difficult to do this. So you can have a virtual assistant, you can have a VA do this stuff for you, especially if they're already doing some updates to your website. Just get them the PEC tool and tell them you should figure out what the prompts are, right? The top 25 prompts for you. Um, and you know what I'll do? On the actual spreadsheet here, I'm going to put another tab with all the top sort of recommended 25 prompts, or the ones I use for Livia, right? And you guys can basically look at them and just make adjustments and use them for yourself if you want to just use that as a starting point.
Hmm.
Um, but we spent quite a lot of time trying to research and figure out what prompts are most likely to result in someone who's looking to buy or sell and needs a realtor right now.
Well, if you
Yeah.
want to grab here, and maybe you've done this, Kiwi, but here's another option. Grab the best prompt there that people are using. What is that? Who is the best realtor in? All right, so grab that one, the very first one, whichever one you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
Grab anyone. Copy, paste it, and I'm going to take you through a process. Once you copy it, let me know.
Do you want to share your screen?
No, you do it. I want you to
Okay.
do it.
Oh, which
I,
one do you want me to do? This one?
do that one. Grab
Okay.
it.
Yep.
Go to a brand new Google page, just any Google.
Okay. Yep.
Now type it in and just press go. And you're going to go down to where it says people also ask, right?
Oh, isn't that at the bottom? No, where is
Yeah,
that?
usually at the bottom. Sometimes it's at the top, but it scrolls. There we go. Go down, keep on asking for more, expand at the bottom. There it is, right there. People also ask. So now you're using Google's brain to see, hey, that one, you could also create more content from this. And if he clicks on one of them, whichever one it is, and then he unclicks it, it gives him more, like at the bottom. It just showed up with more now.
Mm,
So now you're using Google's search to see which one of these you think matches more of what you do. But just an extra thing. You could grab all of those and use them individually and see where they rank.
yeah. Cool. So yeah, the other thing with PEC is, um, let's say owned. It'll give you examples, like on page, like of other places you can look at. Like, so for example, homepage. Who are some of the best homepages and things you can do? Like, look at this guy for inspiration to improve your homepage, right? Large language models are
Mm,
regularly using their homepage during grounding. So a lot of people are, it's telling you what they're doing.
I love that.
Incorporate, this guy, his common phrases into the copy of your homepage. Coast Homes, like what he's doing. You can look for ideas. And then in articles or listicles, right, where they kind of create lists. These guys have some really good list articles and different things. Um, so you can go in here and just get a lot of really good ideas on content that the large language models are referencing and using. So you
Mhm.
can copy and just basically do this because it works. You know it works. Um, and they're telling you what pages, what competitors, so you can rip off and do it for yourself.
All right, some questions for you.
Yeah.
Brianna and a couple of other people asked this one. If our county or multiple counties, right? If our county's large and we cover multiple areas, should we create a blog post for each of those areas? How do you think we tackle that, Kiwi?
Yeah, I would focus on first on the areas you sell the most homes in, right? Which neighborhoods you sell. Like I wouldn't go like Livia is in Cape Cod, but I wouldn't start producing articles around like Massachusetts or the larger areas. Go deep instead of wide. Um,
Hmm.
and focus on the areas where you're selling the most homes, the neighborhoods, the towns, the communities, and just do those ones first. But she's also showing up, like Mashpee. She's like number one in Mashpee.
That's crazy.
Which is, in an area, if you look at Cape, it's a big part of in the Cape Cod area, right? So she's not only showing up here in Google as the number one position, she's showing up on ChatGPT here as number two and on Perplexity as number one. Um, so, like we can come into any of these and in Mashpee, right? And then it's showing her there. And what's it using? Bam, it's going back to one of her blog articles again. But we did one for who is the best realtor in Mashpee. We created one of those articles, published it to her site, and now it's picking it up and using that. Not just, and that's not just, here on, or it's actually ChatGPT didn't use that article. Perplexity did, but for Google, it's actually pulling from Fast Expert, in the real estate agents in the Mashpee area, and Zillow, and Century 21. And you can click down here, you can see all the different places it's pulling from. So it's not always pulling her articles. Sometimes it's pulling from other places. Um,
Kiwi,
yeah.
can you show us where on our Ylopo site we would put this? Like, give us an example of a Ylopo website and guide us through the tab so people can see what it looks like.
Yeah. So under your blog, you just create a blog post for each one. You'll see here, these are the ones that we've created for her. These, and then the way you do that is if you log into your back end of your website, which I'm doing right now for Livia,
Perfect.
and you go into pages, and now if we scroll down, we should see the blog here on the left-hand side. You go into blog, click on it,
Okay.
and these are like the ones that we've done.
Perfect.
Um, and you simply you click
Go to plus.
plus,
Yep.
give it a title, which you're going to pull the title from,
Claude.
Claude
Yep.
or ChatGPT, wherever you do, and then you're going to paste everything else in here.
Perfect.
And you
Now,
may want to go through and add in some photos too. Like
yep.
start off with text, and then if there's opportunities to add in photos, which there is on a lot of these, you can just boost them a little bit more by adding some local photos as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Daryl brings up a good thing. ChatGPT makes great images. Yeah, you're right, Daryl. Good point on that one. I like that.
yeah, yeah.
Hold on, Kiwi. You go ahead and open that screen one more time. The one that you had with the plus button.
Yeah, so there's two ways to create a blog article. If you wanted to copy one that's already there, you can just go into the last one, click edit.
Hmm.
And this is like the last one. You'll see here it's all been copied in there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And you can also duplicate it and then just switch everything out to the new stuff.
Gotcha.
But the thing you want to do, like if you are creating a new one, make sure you also see these other tabs across the top here.
Yeah, that was my question to you. Go through those with everybody.
Yeah, so the second tab is where you're going to be able to put a nice overview image. And I would create a sort of, yeah, like Daryl said, use ChatGPT or use Gemini to create a nice image for your blog post and upload it in here. And then um, if you want to do a specific, another thing I would do, I would
Mm,
ask ChatGPT when it's creating the article,
hmm.
help me with a SEO friendly title and description when I post this into my Squarespace site. Because then it'll know that there's 100 character limit for that title and a 400 character limit for the description, and tell it to give you these, and then just paste them in here as well with the article. So that's just a little extra you can add in, but that I would be doing myself. Um, and then that's all you really need. It's just content, the header, the body with some images in here, main image in here, and then the SEO, give it the title description. Um, just one little bit of extra thing I would probably also do. I would come back on your website after you've created some of these, and I would go into your communities pages, and you've got a communities page for let's say Mashapy. Click on it and come in here and say create another section. Say new articles for your new articles to be aware of or something, right?
You got it. I like that.
And then under that, add a link to these new articles that you've created, these that answer these specific
Yes,
prompts.
that's it.
Because now what you're doing is you've got a main landing page for each community on your website. Um, so which is where a lot of the traffic will go. And you want to you want to each community page, like for example the Masterpiece page, it's got the market trends in it, it's got all the homes for sale in it, um, and you want to now use that as the parent page, and these other
Mhm.
blog pages are what we call the children. So each child needs to be matched to the right parent, which is, it's you're just comparing, you're matching up the communities to each other, community pages to each other. So then when Google sees the parent page, it's now sort of connected to, it's linked to all the children pages as well. And creating those links between the pages is what Google loves for SEO. So it's linking the stuff back and forth. So you're not just creating a blog page and having it sit there by itself like an
Mm,
orphan child. You're now attaching that child to the parent by putting links in the pages.
I love that, man. This is
Yeah.
very, very good. Um, there was a question, and we can close with this one, but one person said, should I have my assistant be doing this, and how often? So
Yeah.
the answer is if you have an assistant or virtual assistant, you could have them watch this video, and the whole goal would be for them to do this daily. Now, as they're doing this daily, and you have somebody that fully understands this, once they get into a rhythm, you could easily then put in other tools to have them use those tools to make this process even smoother. But for now, I think Kiwi did an amazing job breaking it down step by step so that somebody you can assign this to could actually watch it step by step and produce something that makes a dent so that people can find you on ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini. My suggestion would be to watch this video if you have a VA or a staff member, and then have the goal to do this every single day. That would be my goal, Kiwi, every day. Because, dude, how long does it take you every day once you get into a rhythm? 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Um, and look, if you just do this for 25 prompts, and it should only take you a couple of months. Like I think we've done hers in a month, and that's just because we spent a bit more time on it. Uh, it won't be duplicate content if you follow the prompt. Yeah, it won't not duplicate content because we're typing a different prompt each time. So it's slightly different. So if you just have your VAs do this for you and you find those sources for your marketplace, which it's referring to, and you get in some of those sources. So the on page and the off page, um, if you just focus on that for the next couple of months, you're going to see your visibility just go through the roof. And,
Yes.
and I want you guys to post it into the Ylopo success community, some screenshots and tag me. And if you have VAs who are stuck and they don't know what to do next, or they're not sure about something, just email me, Kiwi at Ylopo. And I'll help your VAs. I'll help you. It's this stuff. But the video you can rewatch and just pause it and then do it, rewatch it, pause it, do it. You should be able to just go step by step. But if you do get stuck, let me know. I'll help you.
You know what you
And
could do?
yeah.
Just a quick little hack. Let me see if we got time. Yeah, we got 3 minutes. Let me do this right now. Um, you're not recording this into Google right now, right? So YouTube, right? So they're gonna have to watch the recording.
Yeah, it's going to be stored on YouTube, but if you go to
Perfect. That's all I
ylopo.com,
wanted.
yeah,
So what you're gonna
ylopo.com
do,
forward slash media.
you're gonna go to Notebook LM, and then once the link is there, the YouTube link, you see right there, it says YouTube. Well, it says website, but that's a YouTube symbol. You're gonna dump it in there. Once it's dumped, you're going to give it instructions and say, make a step-by-step process for me from this video so that I can post videos and share it with my team. And once that's done, over on the right-hand side, it's going to create a slide deck for you and a mind map. And if you want, it even has an audio overview. So, I mean, this is not going to get any simpler, guys. This is going to get cheese. Just do that. And then you've got it down. We're going to send this video to everyone and the spreadsheet. You're good.
Yeah. And also, I'm going to be at Charleston. If you guys want to geek out with me a little bit on this and on ways to sort of take this to a whole nother level, this is more the sort of 101 version, right? The beginner version. But the
Listen, I
cool
thought this was like a 101 and a half version, Kiwi.
101 and a half,
I'm
but it's
joking.
going to be 10 times more than pretty much everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And like Tristan said, it takes you maybe 10 to 15 minutes and have a VA do it for you. Super low lift, like easy win. But I want to see your guys' results as you're going because I've done it for our own company. The only company that's beating us now in most of the AI etc. is Zillow. We've sort of overtaken all of our sort of other competitors in this sort of tech, sort of SaaS tech, space. Um, but it's just doing the same sort of process, right? So it's the on page,
Kiwi,
off page. Yeah.
we should do an AI session quarterly. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I'm down. And I need to let you speak more in the next one. I
No, no,
feel
this
like
was
I'm
great, dude. I'm
freaking
just following. I'll fill in the gaps. I'm learning too, buddy. So
you know a lot of stuff. You've had a lot of amazing people on your podcast and all your videos. So
this is great, man. I love this. Let's do this quarterly.
yeah.
We thank you everybody for being on. Please scan that code. Go to Charleston.
Come to Summit. Talk to me in person. Let's sit down. Let me go through it. Let me show you guys in person as well. I'm happy to sit with you if you're there, if you're doing this.
And if
Let me
you're
do it.
there,
Yeah,
make
while they're
sure.
there, I'll do an audit.
Well, besides the audit, Kiwi, I want everyone to challenge Kiwi to a pickleball challenge, and then see how good you are. Not
Yeah,
you, Kiwi, how good they are.
bring your paddles.
Bring your paddles. Bring your paddles and your
Cool.
questions.
Yeah, we can knock it all out. All right.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
Tristan. Thanks for
Thanks,
joining
Kiwi.
us, mate. Cheers. Bye bye.